Hello friends, it's Techman Pat. Hope you are doing well. This video is going to be about the ASUS event, about the event I went to last week. I wanted to share some videos from that event, try and sort of share with you what actually happened, what was shown, some of the really exciting stuff, and some of the stuff that sort of got me thinking. In any case, let's start off here. This is the main show, the main part of the show. This is what was released on the day. A leather-bound book or notebook with accessories that match the rest of the notebook. And you know what I really liked about this is they really went for that Star Trek type of logo. I love it. I was just like, oh, Scotty, beam me up. In any case, the actual book looks really good. I think the laptop itself is pretty powerful, but it's also going to cost a whole bunch of money. We were also showing some other hardware, a couple of ASUS motherboards. Those motherboards I actually absolutely love. I've been using ASUS motherboards for a long time, so I'm really interested to see how they can innovate. Obviously AMD is now in the foray, and we're going to see more and more AMD based laptops and AMD based motherboards coming out with lots of exciting bits and pieces. Now, most of the products shown here were Intel based. We actually got to review a similar book to this. It'll be shown in a second. We had some gaming peripherals, some phones, you know, the ROG 2. That's really exciting. They've got accessories for it. My only question is, where can you get these accessories and how expensive are they? Remember the touchpad I reviewed? Really cool, kind of annoying, but I think the latest laptop that I've got for review at the moment, the Pro Duo, is going to be amazing. That second screen, half the screen instead of the keyboard being right there, is going to really make a difference, and that was shown on the floor today too. One of the things I wanted to point out about this laptop, it looks like a MacBook. The keyboard looks exactly like a MacBook, and I love the size of the touchpad. It's something really good, and we don't see much of that in Windows laptops, and I'd like to see it more. We've obviously got our gaming laptops. These were showing all over the floor with some red colors, and this was the first area you would step into in the presentation. When you actually went in there, you had drinks, there were some nibbles, and then you were actually pushed into another area where the presentation started. But these laptops, well, you didn't really get to play some games, you got to see what they look like, and they had some really cool stuff. Like, I love the gaming laptops. In my opinion, they're kind of leading the way in it. There were some interesting ones with laptops where the actual keyboard was at the bottom, as you can see here. It's really, really interesting. I'm very impressed. Obviously, everything has RGB, and they've got a whole lot of products. You can basically build a computer with ASUS products. How amazing is that? Again, some little extras for your console gamers or your mobile gamers. You can basically make a Nintendo Switch out of one of these phones. Now, the experience of it is a little bit interesting because you're playing mobile games. They're not necessarily stuff that is AAA. It's not like you're going to load up the latest Zelda on this. It's going to be some sort of mobile game. But you can play Fortnite, you can play the new Call of Duty Mobile, and you can play PUBG on this. So it's quite reasonable to assume that potentially this would be a mobile gamer's dream. I mean, technically speaking, it's pretty much a handheld console. Now, it has a little fan on the back to try and cool the actual CPU and GPU that's in there, and that really helps it to make sure the heat stays basically low, because if it starts throttling, you get some issues in regards to gameplay, dropped frames. It just won't be a great experience. Now, about these attachments, they're not particularly comfortable. Look, they're all right. They'll do the job, and they fit the phone very well. This is mainly for the ROG phone. You're not going to get these for other ones, but you can buy generic ones to just fit any phone. This is specifically if you have an ROG phone. Some of the other things I want to talk about is the standalone computers with the keyboard that's separate. I think that's really, really cool. A little bit different than just a laptop, a gaming laptop, but having it as a stationary computer, much more powerful. You can kind of take it away with you. Now, the presentation was all about ASUS and how they're innovating in the industry. I have to say they're innovating, but the prices aren't that great. Handcrafted, hand-stitched with some carrots involved, you're going to pay a hefty price. This is not a cheap laptop, and I have to say, I just didn't see it happening in Australia. And we got some awesome creators to join the actual event. Austin Evans, met the guy, very nice fellow. You might have seen some of the photos on Twitter and Instagram. Really nice guy to meet, really insightful in regards to what he's doing. So it was great to see one of these folks there. Also, Aussie Man was involved, and Jazza and Kane and Pia, who you guys might know from Instagram. These guys all came together, had a pretty generic chat. It wasn't as exciting. It was very specific to, ASUS in regards to really promoting it. Days where you come in and say, hey, let's get people together. Let's really hear what they have to say and put that second so people are actually involved in conversation when they start hearing about the product. Once that presentation was over, you moved into another drinks and food area where they were presenting a whole bunch of laptops. As you just saw, there was a lady drawing on the actual laptop. As you can see here, this is the laptop that I have for review at the moment. That's going to be coming out in a week or so, that review, and I'm going to be drawing also. I really enjoyed this part. I got to check out all the laptops directly, what kind of specs they had, what kind of actual usability they had, not just basically, seeing the presentation. I got to play with it. There was Photoshop demos, there were Premiere demos. One of those laptops that you're looking at right now had an i9 and 16 gigs of RAM with an RTX 2060. That cost $4,500 and itself was pretty bloody expensive. That's the one I'm reviewing. So price-wise, this is going to be very, very concerning. Now, we had some Chromebooks on show too. ASUS is really pushing that mobility side of things. Obviously, Chromebook is kind of like a non-installed OS. It's basically everything you have on there has to be connected to the internet. So it's important to note that these will be light, very power efficient, and will probably get most of the things you need done. Just kind of like a writing tablet. Now, a lot of people came. A lot of Instagram people, mainly not tech people. I saw a couple of recognizable faces, but other than that, it was a pretty fun event. It was all about the marketing for ASUS. And basically, other than that, it was an event to show off some of the new stuff. Now, problem is, Australia, we're a bit behind. This was all released a little while back, and therefore, this is kind of delayed. This event is a little bit old. But all in all, I think ASUS put a really great event on. As somebody who just was there just to watch it, I wasn't involved in any way. It was great to see and be a part of it. Thank you very much, ASUS, for inviting me over to there. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick summary of the event. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in another one. Bye!